All right, welcome to a Bug Trick Room team versus a team of pretty much all legendaries. I'm going to show you how a Bug Trick Room team can defy the meta, warp it. That's right, it's a completely Bug Trick Room based team. And I'm facing off with people like Lunala, Tornadus, Kyogre, Zapdos. So let's see how we go. Okay. So they send out Kyogre Torn, which is what I was kind of expecting. And I send out Rabska with Araquanid, some old little bug dude and a spider bug thing versus two legendaries. So we've actually got a pretty safe play here because Kyogre and Tornadus usually both go for spread moves in this situation, that being Origin, Pulse, or Water Spout, and Bleak Windstorm. But Araquanid, the beast he is, actually has Wide Guard. So I'm going to click Wide Guard, and Rabska pretty much always just goes Trick Room. He's our Trick Room setter, and we're pretty much going to lose immediately if we don't have Trick Room up. So let's click those and let's see how we go. All right, they actually swap into Zapdos. I Wide Guard. Bleak Windstorm gets blocked, obviously, which is great. And I set up the Trick Room. Okay, we're off to a really good start. Now, in this situation, look, Araquanid with Water Bubble, with Liquidation, with Stab, is such an absolute tank. He can one-shot pretty much everything in the game. He's actually incredibly powerful. So I'm going to go straight for this Taunt. Tornadus is a bit sketchy. He's obviously got Prankster. He could use things like Taunt. He's got Bleak Windstorm. So I want to get rid of him as quickly as possible. Zapdos is obviously a threat, but I'm really more worried about Tornadus. So I'm going to click Liquidation into Tornadus. You'll see what might look like a bit of a misplay because Rabska is actually going to use Psychic into Zapdos just to try and get a bit of ship damage down and weaken him enough so Liquidation is definitely going to one-shot him later. So let's see how that goes. I get taunted. I hit the Liquidation, which should have one-shot, but Taunt reveals the Focus Sash. Rabska hits the Psychic and gets one-shot by Hurricane immediately. Rabska's not very good. Now, I'm going to bring in my only shiny in my team, which is also my favorite Pokemon, Charjabug. Now, Charjabug is not a very good Pokemon. He's a little slug battery with sunglasses, but I love him. And Charjabug's here to do a few things. It's got some disruptive moves that you'll see throughout this gameplay, but he's also the only Pokemon on my team that actually has a spread move. So you're going to see that in a second, and that's going to wipe out Tornadus for me. And I don't know my damage calcs, but I think Liquidation, again, is such a powerful move, especially with the rain that Kyogre set up for me, thank you. I'm going to target down this Zapdos, and I'm fairly confident I can get a double kill in this situation. So let's see how we go. And I'm going to click Electrode on Charjabug and Liquidation the Zapdos, and hope to get a double kill. So there's Liquidation, it does get the one shot, and Electroweb for just a little bit of safety cleans out the Taunt. So we're up 3-2, which is a great start, but unfortunately they now send out two Restricteds in Lunala and Kyogre, which surprisingly have much higher base stat totals than my bug Pokemon. Now, Lunala is really sketchy. Kyogre obviously can still Water Spout, and I'm taunted, which means I can't use Wide Guard, but I really want to get rid of this Lunala. A bit of a spoiler, I actually have Vikavolt in the back, and I'm hoping Vikavolt shenanigans can maybe get me the win over Kyogre, but Lunala's a different deal, It's got usually the Power Herb with Meteor Beam. It'll probably one-shot everything in my team, so I'm going to target down the Lunala. And Charjabug is going to reveal another one of his moves, which is Light Screen, which hopefully lets me survive. So Liquidation. Lunala is so strong with its ability. I didn't think that would kill. Light Screen comes out. Thunder, now super effective as I Terra Warded. Almost kills me, and Charjabug reveals his own Sash. I'm really, really grateful that I put Sash on Charjabug there. All right, now, we're not in the best position. I know the screenshot there says 2 turns, but we're actually in our last turn Trick Room, coming up. So I'm going to try and target down this Lunala. Obviously, it could protect, which I hope it doesn't. And Charjabug's going to use a bit of a funny move. It's a move you don't really see a lot in competitive. It's a move that you might have only seen in Viridian Forest with Weedles using. But actually in competitive, it hits both targets and lowers them by 2 stages. And you'll see that move in a second, which is String Shot. Now, my team is so slow that even with losing half their speed, Kyogre is still actually going to outspeed me, but I'm hoping that Vikavolt, you know, maybe Charger Bell can hit one more string shot. If it can survive a hit, it might be able to do something. But look, here's where the battery comes in. Now, you haven't seen it yet, but battery charging up Vigavolt's special attacks, it being, you know, stab effective with Thunderbolt, is going to deal a lot of damage. So if Vigavolt can survive once, that would be great. Now, obviously, Kyogre could still use Water Spout. I don't think it would kill Vigavolt, as I don't have Wide Guard available, but we're going to see this last turn here, and let's see how we go. I get the Thunder, I resist, I hit the string shot, which misses, and Thunderbolt gets the one shot. Look, and that's how it's done. Bug Trick Room team against Legendaries.